Hi, I'm Dr. Mollie Marti, and welcome back to Resiliency Matters. Today we are talking to Jan Hilary, an educational reformer from the United Kingdom. We're going to start this segment by looking at a second documentary made about Jan's work at St. George's Primary School in inner city London. Take a look.
The essence of St. George's for me is transformation that begins in a small way with the child and, like the ripples of a pool, touches the lives of others.
That's actually what education should be about. If education is not a revolutionary act, then it's not worth having. It needs to be changing children's lives.
What's very important at St. George's is the consistency that we achieve across the school. And when anybody comes to visit, it's the real thing that sticks out for people is the consistency of practice and the consistency of approach. So we have a handbook at St. George's which tells everybody this is how we do things here. It's the St. George's way. And people get to see that before they choose to come and work here, because coming to work here is a choice, and we want people to really understand what it's about to come and work here and to commit to being here.
So setting that expectation, reducing barriers, you're giving so much information. I know you're also a big fan of Carol Dweck's growth mindset, and I think that also speaks to parents who are watching, who are thinking, how do I help my child, or teachers, how do we help this classroom? And a powerful tool from that is the word yet. Explain that I haven't mastered it.
Yes, we have used Carol Dweck's work, and I absolutely see the value of the growth mindset in children, so that they always believe that they are capable of achieving. In actual fact, to bring that through in reality, you have to break the learning down into very small steps. And actually in the UK, we're finessing the work, which is described as mastery teaching, where you teach very sequentially. So every child is coming along with you step by step by step, and you pre-teach all the stages through to the main task where they're going to develop mastery in a particular skill. I think that's the first thing. I want, if I may, Molly, to be controversial and to just put a word of caution in around all the growth mindset stuff, including resilience and all of these great character words. Because I have seen alongside the very many benefits to this work some things that trouble me around, first of all, character virtues and so on being interpreted as children needing to be entirely compliant, and that's not always helpful, because if your teacher is not teaching you well and you are just totally passive and compliant, I'm not sure that that's going to get you where you need to get to. Similarly, I've heard teachers say to parents, you know, they've got the potential, but they're just not there yet. They need to work harder. But I know that the teaching in that classroom is simply not strong and effective enough. And if the teaching was stronger, it's not about I need to work harder. It's about you need to teach better. And we've got to be very cautious around putting the onus on the child that they're not working hard enough, instead of boldly putting the onus on the teacher. Molly, I simply cannot emphasize enough, if I'm giving one message to America around high expectations, you've got to start holding people to account. People are in employment, they're choosing and to sign a contract to do a job, they're being paid to do that job. And the final part of that is, and you are accountable for every child's success. Now, make it happen.
So elevating accountability for teachers, for parents, and for students, but again, that focus on helping these children and not expecting them to be have that self-mastery from an early age.
Exactly. To bring the growth mindset in alongside superb teaching, because a superb teacher is going to always be working at the point of stretch for the child. Throughout the US this week, I've seen children working way below the point of stretch. They're doing things they can already do. A great teacher, a committed teacher, a teacher who works with accountability is at the point of stretch all the time, because you're taking the child up towards their potential. And then the child needs the growth mindset. They need to love that teacher back to, not because that teacher is hugging and squeezing them. This phrases I've heard this week, and the practice I've seen this week, where it's a very maternal kind of love, and to reclaim the territory of, I love you and I show my love by the effort and determination and the thought and attention I pay to your learning journey, and you love me because in every encounter of every school day you can see that your learning, your progress, your attainment, your risk-free future matters more than anything else in this world to me right now. And by the way, it also really matters to me that both you and me are totally joyful in that process.
Jan, thank you so much for being here today. I know that your work here in Cedar Rapids this week has inspired so many, and now you've shared that with our viewers. So for that, we are very, very grateful. Viewers, here is tool number 3. Children live in the present moment. When adults are held accountable for creating moments of joyful and meaningful learning for each child, the future will take care of itself. We have links here at the bottom to the second documentary called St. George's Commitment and Consistency at Vimeo, or you can visit our blog again at nationalresilienceинstitute.org to view. I want to put up all 3 of these tools again, because this has been a very important and passion-filled session. I think of Jan as what I call a velvet brick, that she has the brick and she knows what she's about, and she will fight for children with everything she has, but she delivers it with love and compassion and kindness. There's that velvet that comes in. And so it's been such a joy to learn from her. Tool number 1, it is possible for every single child to thrive. Create this expectation for each child in your life. Creating a clear, consistent code of conduct shifts the conversation from not if kids can succeed, but how. And then children live in the present moment. So when you want to connect with a child, connect in that present moment. As one of the experts in the film said, education is a revolutionary act. If it's not, why educate? We educate to change children's lives. I hope this session with Jan has educated you, has inspired you. Thank you for joining me on MediaCom MC22 and Resiliency Matters. We're proud to be here as your local programming leader.